Imagine a firearm so advanced it could think for you. A gun so intelligent it made decisions based on real-time data, almost as if it possessed a mind of its own. Sound like science fiction? You might be surprised to know that this revolutionary technology already exists. Welcome to the story of the TrackingPoint rifle, a firearm that changed the way we look at precision shooting and just might reshape our future. Let's dive in. When we think about firearms, we often picture strength, precision, and power controlled entirely by the wielder. But what if the gun itself played an active role in hitting your target? The TrackingPoint rifle, introduced in 2013, is far beyond the capabilities of traditional weapons. And no, it's not just a rifle with a fancy scope. This gun features a precision-guided firearm system, comparable to the technology in a fighter jet. Let's break it down. At the core of the TrackingPoint rifle is what's known as a networked tracking scope. Most firearms depend on the skill of the shooter, but this revolutionary device actually determines the perfect moment to fire. Sounds bizarre, right? Instead of pulling the trigger like you would with any usual firearm, the TrackingPoint asks for your input but doesn't fire until all the conditions are aligned: wind speed, target movement, and range. All the technical data is assessed in milliseconds. You aim, tag your target by marking it with the scope, and the gun does the rest. Think of it as the autopilot of sharpshooting. You're probably thinking, isn't this just a tool for beginners? Not really. Even seasoned marksmen and hunters praise the firearm for its ability to calculate almost everything that could go wrong. In essence, the TrackingPoint rifle doesn't make you a better shooter. It replaces your need to be. It eliminates guesswork, making near-impossible shots possible. But how does it work? Inside this futuristic gun is what can only be described as a computer on steroids. The digital optic tracks the target, locks onto it, and decides the best moment to shoot. Once the system determines that all variables are perfect, only then will it release the round. This isn't just an accessory, it's a full system overhaul of what a firearm can do. And what if the target is moving? No problem. The gun adjusts for movement, distance, and even environmental factors like wind speed. Pull the trigger, and the shot lands exactly where it's supposed to, almost as if guided by an invisible hand. It's a technology that feels almost too good to be true, which is why the TrackingPoint rifle caused such a stir when it hit the market. For one, it blurred the line between human effort and technological assistance. Critics were quick to point out that this firearm might spark an ethical debate in warfare and hunting. If the skill of shooting itself is being outsourced to technology, is it even a sport anymore? Of course, with great power comes great responsibility. The system isn't cheap. Comes in at tens of thousands of dollars for the full setup. And while the price tag ensures it doesn't fall into just anyone's hands, the idea of a thinking gun raises important questions about how technology should or shouldn't enhance human ability. After all, if guns can make their own decisions, how long before other kinds of technology begin replacing human judgment altogether? Let's not forget that the TrackingPoint didn't just stop at automating marksmanship. Manufacturers hinted at a future where firearms like these could communicate with drones or provide instant ballistics data to a soldier's helmet. But hold on to this thought. Does this tech completely diminish the skill, precision, and art long associated with firearms history? The TrackingPoint rifle remains an astonishing innovation, one extraordinary enough to make us question not just the role of firearms, but the role of humans alongside advanced technology. It's both a marvel and a challenge, a step into the future and a reminder of just how far humanity is willing to go to enhance itself. As the world becomes increasingly intertwined with intelligent systems, firearms like the TrackingPoint rifle serve as a catalyst for bigger conversations. Are we ready for technology to take over one of mankind's oldest tools of skill? Let us know your thoughts below. And remember, every piece of history has its tipping point. This might be ours. Subscribe for more fascinating firearm stories. And until next time, let's keep learning.